Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Living Lives. Today, I have a good friend of mine joining me, Beth Leas. She's a passionista, seasoned lifelong spiritual explorer, lover of fun, transformation encourager, chi whiz, and that's chi whiz, not cheese whiz, and goddess of laughter. And I know the laughter part because we laugh together every time we're together. So throughout her extensive healing work over the past 30 plus years with adults and children of all ages, she has witnessed the amazing transformation of people embracing their inner strength. Her down-to-earth sessions and workshops, both virtual and in person, combine her gifts of intuition with her personal practice of mindfulness, compassion, and lightheartedness. And today we're going to talk about tools for transformation. Beth, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. So, that I have to, we always, like I said in the intro, we always laugh together. So I had a challenge that we were at an event and I had to get a video of me laughing. So I just said to Beth, I said, make me laugh. And we both burst out laughing. It was kind of... was kind of funny.
Easy to laugh with you, Wayne.
So transformation. Let's talk transformation.
Let's talk transformation. Who doesn't need a little transformation?
Yes, everybody these days, it seems.
Either little ones or big ones, right?
Yes. And there are so many different ways that we can do that, and so many different simple tools. There's complicated ones too, but very simple tools that we can use to do that.
Yeah. And, transformation is something that can be initiated from the inside or from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people who often lets change initiate from the outside. That I have to get going, moving. But there are 4 tools for transformation that have really changed my life and supported me in some really dark times in my life. And those are you ready?
I'm ready.
Meditation.
Uh-huh.
Journaling or writing.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Tarot.
Okay.
And something else. Oh, energy healing. That I'm a chi whiz, right?
Right.
So I would say that meditation is the most powerful tool for transformation. Do you meditate?
I do every morning.
How awesome is that?
And I very rarely miss it. And I find when I do miss it, my whole day is messed up. I'm just not centered. I'm running here, there, and everything just seems to fall apart. And I get everything done, but it takes twice as long. And it is all almost not half baked, but it just doesn't seem nothing feels right the rest of the day. And I do a simple 10-minute meditation. I'm not even. You
don't have to meditate for a long time for it to have a profound effect on your life. And a lot of people think that it's only like the time that you're sitting that it is affecting change, but it colors the whole rest of your day, like you're saying. A lot of people say to me that they can't meditate. I've never really met somebody who can't meditate. I've met lots of people who think they can't meditate.
Well, that goes back to word choices, and a lot of people who can't do something really just won't do something.
Well, there's that too.
So, you take power of your life over life and say, I can't do that. Well, then say, I won't do that. And then it puts everything into perspective.
That is very true. And the hardest part about meditation is sitting.
Oh, there's a hard part. Oh, if I have to get in a lotus position, forget it.
You do not have to get in the lotus position. And there's a lot of misconceptions about meditation. And one of them is that you're not thinking.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Meditation is not about not thinking. You can't not think, but you can observe your thoughts. And be the observer of your thoughts, not the thinker of your thoughts. And that's where the power of meditation lies, in taking a step back and having perspective and recognizing that you have power over your thoughts. Your thoughts don't have power over you.
I know one of the tools that I had been taught over the years was when something comes in, because our minds are always thinking and the monkey brain is always there. But when something comes in that you're not focusing, that's like something that has to happen later, just touch it with a feather and thank it as it goes through and let it go.
I love that idea.
Or picture it as just a cloud passing by, acknowledge it, and then let it go. I'm going to deal with you later, and you can then focus on what you're, being
on the meditation,
on the meditation piece. Yeah,
yeah. I call those magic moments.
Mm-hmm.
So those are like, you think you're meditating and you're like focusing on your breath, and the next thing you know, you're shopping. How did that happen? That's a magic moment. So you just gently invite your awareness back to your breath and counting or whatever it is that you're focusing on. But people think it has to be a lot of time, that they don't have an hour to meditate every day. It really, start with 3 minutes. That's like my advice. Just start with 3 minutes, and you do have to make time for it and sit.
Right.
Wherever you're sitting.
I have a nice, in the winter, I have a nice rocking chair in front of the plants by my window that I sit in. And if it's nice outside, I sit in my Adirondack chair in my container garden, because I don't have a garden area. So I have containers around the chair. So that's what I do.
That's super nice.
So
yeah.
And another big thing is to do it first thing in the morning, because when you, and definitely before you pick up this. Because once you pick up this, it colors your whole day. Something bad comes up or something, a lot of times it's something good, but you get so distracted. And this way it doing the meditation first puts sets the tone for the day.
Absolutely.
And then you can deal with any issues that come up through email or whatever, in a more rational, relaxed way.
Yep. And I always say, the way I do my rise and meditate.
Mm-hmm.
RPM, as I like to say.
I stick a second P in there. Plank.
RPPM?
Yeah. Because I have to get my planks in every day.
Some people find it's easier to meditate after exercise, and some people find it's easier to meditate before exercise. So I invite people to play with all that, like what works best for them,
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, say that again.
Everybody's unique.
Oh, yeah. And thank God for that.
Thank God for that.
And we're talking about a very simple, quiet type meditation. There are so many different types of meditation. I know our friend Meg Riley does a beautiful half-hour Lexio 360 where she reads for and as you think about what she's reading, there's meditations where you can take, if you want to use the Bible, you can just open to a verse and say the verse over and over and see where that brings you. And but I just use a simple quiet meditation as what I'm doing.
And there's tons of apps for that.
Yes, one of my favorites is Insight Timer.
That's a great one. There's calm.com also.
Yeah, and it's free, which is another nice thing. We like the free.
You can use oils with your meditation.
Yes, right? You can. I use them every day, as a matter of fact. Right now, with the way the planets are in retrograde and focusing and where the moons are, it's we're looking at what needs to be changed or where I need to grow my business. So I use peppermint because peppermint's the oil of focus. So, what connections do I need to make is what I'm thinking about, at this point in time. So
awesome. I use a lot of frankincense and sandalwood for my meditations. I just like this.
Oh, nice. Yeah. They're also very grounding, and well, frankincense is used in so many different religious traditions and rites.
Yeah.
You know, the Catholic Church, it's used in Ayurvedic stuff. It's used in, you know, all sorts of different, throughout basically all the major religions, frankincense is used. So
pretty cool.
And as a side note, it's the base of my new logo. You know,
I love your new logo.
so the logo, that's a stylized version of a frankincense, of a boswellia leaf, which is the tree that frankincense comes from.
How beautiful is that?
Yeah. So what's how do you use journaling?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I love journaling. I love provocative questions. So I call it the art of inquiry. So just using a question like, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And just pondering that and writing about it, and like not just like letting it go at your first answer, but like really sitting with that question and asking it again. You'd be just write for like 10 or 15 minutes. Or what seed within you is getting ready to come into fruition? Or what's wanting to emerge from within you? And just writing about that. I find that it really helps to discover new things about yourself. Holding a holy curiosity with the question really opens up new avenues for you to get to know yourself in a new way, uncover those buried treasures within you.
Yeah, that's something that I've dabbled with journaling over the years, and I have right now what I'm doing is I'm just doing a little bit of something that a win from yesterday, something I'm grateful for, because gratitude is always a great way to start and end the day. And then 3 things that I need to do for my business, 3 things I need to do personally, how I want to feel and how I want to be. So that's kind of what I just quickly answer every morning. And then I do a mirror meditation as well, where I learned it from, well, I've heard of it before, but recently from Lisa Nichols. She's really good about being giving you tools to, along these lines. And that meditation is to actually look yourself in the mirror, eye gaze with yourself, and answer 3 questions, or complete 3 sentences. One is, I'm proud of myself for, I forgive myself for, and I commit to myself to. And you actually use your
those.
And then you do each one 7 times.
Wow. With 7 different answers?
With 7 different answers.
I love it.
And it's actually quite amazing. And her challenge was to do it for 21 days. I've been doing it basically since January, and it's amazing how fantastic the things that come out of that. It's kind of like the journaling question. It's just, you're not writing it down, you're saying it to yourself,
which is
and looking yourself in the eye. And some of the things that come up, it's like, where'd that come from, And it's like, okay, obviously I have to work on that. I seem to have the most profound pieces when I do I forgive myself for.
That's powerful.
Yeah, so it's been quite interesting to do, and I highly recommend the practice to anybody else, because it can also be quite transformative, and it's very simple. It only takes 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It's not like it's an all-day event.
Yeah.
So I combine that, after the meditation piece. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, mirror work is really powerful.
So how about energy work?
Energy work. Well, I'm a chi whiz.
I know.
I've been doing energy healing not quite as long as I've been meditating, but almost as long.
Okay.
And energy work is a great way just to like make yourself shine. Like we're all rubies and jewels, emeralds, diamonds, you know, and we get covered over with all that junk and gunk of daily living and the environment we're in and what we eat and our bad habits and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so it's important, I think, to do energy healing on yourself, not necessarily needing to go to a practitioner, but just tuning into your energy centers or the highways of energy that are flowing through you and helping unblock those places that energy might be blocked, which results in like physical discomfort or pain or emotional blockages or limiting beliefs or ideas or attitudes that we might be holding. Just helps, you know, let the river flow, as they say.
Now, how do you go about actually doing that for
So
yourself?
you can do it in lots of different ways because there's like hundreds of different kinds of energy healing. But like if you want to do like down and dirty, simple, basic stuff, you could just like put your hands on your heart and just like breathe into it and just imagine your heart unfolding like a many-petaled lotus blossom. And you may feel something and you may not feel something, and that's all fine. But trusting that the energy is flowing. And you can just use visualization as a technique to keep things moving and grooving. And you could start at your crown chakra and do it up there. You could also do your third eye, either both hands in the front between your eyebrows or one hand in the back. You could do your throat chakra. Keep those channels of communication open. Heart chakra, like we did before, which will help with healing sadness and grief. You can do right around your diaphragm area, which is called the solar plexus chakra. So that helps with personal power, inner strength. You could do your belly, which is all about emotions, flow. And you can do the root chakra, which is right at the base of your spine, which is all about groundedness, security. And you just get all those wheels, those energy centers flowing and moving. And you feel more relaxed, you feel more grounded, like that.
I hope people tried this as they watched, because I did, and it's amazing the little bit just from this couple of minutes that you explained it. Although I have to say, all I could think that when you first started doing it, all I could think of was how did kind of like crown, solar, and root, like head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
You could do your head, shoulders, knees, and toes. That would work too. You're too funny.
See, everybody, I told you Beth and I laugh all the time. And don't get us really going, because then that's the end of it.
Very sorry.
We've been known to totally disrupt meetings doing that. So.
I love it.
So the last one was tarot. What
tarot? Oh, I love the tarot. So one of the things that people think about the tarot is that it's about seeing the future, right? Seeing into the future. But I see it as a tool for transformation, because there's a Carl Jung quote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate.
Oh.
And to me, the images on the tarot cards speak to your subconscious in a way that allows things to bubble to the surface so that you can see your life in a new way. And when you can see things in a new way, you can make different choices about things and change the trajectory of your life by making just really teeny tiny small little things. So I'm going to pull a card here. Boop, boop, a collective card for all of us for today, for this very moment in time. And when you see this card, what do you see? Whoops, where's the camera?
Nope, back in the middle. There you go.
What do you see in this image? I'm so disoriented by this.
The stars jump out at me. The stars and the water both jump out at me, and pouring the water back into the pond and spilling the other jug on the grass.
Yeah. Woo. So I love this card. So this is so awkward. The star is the Aquarius card, and it's all about being vulnerable and in the flow of things, and letting the heavens shine down on you, nurturing and being nurtured.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a beautiful card, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Oh, you should be better with that straight thing than me. So, you know.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't have it going on all the way here. But I love these cards because they just have messages for us. Like, people see different things in the cards. I'm going to see if I can find one that's kind of like a two-sided card. So this card, the Five of Swords, what do you see in that image?
What jumps out at me is the man holding three swords, or looks like three swords anyway.
Yeah. What's the story, do you think, that's happening in this card?
I can't really tell what the other people in the background, they look like they're facing away, but it looks like maybe it's after a battle of some sort, and he's just surveying the aftermath.
Yeah. And I call this would you rather be right or would you rather be happy card. Because the bigger dude that's got the three swords, it looks like he's the winner, but at what cost?
Right.
You know, those other two people aren't really, he's not connected to them anymore.
Nope.
So to me, this is like, sometimes you got to be willing to give up the struggle.
Okay.
And walk away. And sometimes it's not always good to be the winner. You know,
giving up the struggle and walking away does go back to, or also harkens back to, a lot of times we've been doing something in our lives that has been important, and it doesn't serve us and our purpose anymore. And it still might be a really good thing, and you still want to support it, but it's not what you're needing to give your energy to right now. And, I know with transformations and what I've been going through lately, and redoing my business and my branding and all, I'm walking away from some things that I've been involved with for 30 years. So, and I'm still supportive, but it's just not where I'm putting my focus now, because it's not where I'm being called to be. And when we don't cut those ties, then we're not giving them our all either, because we know we're not supposed to be there anymore. And we really need to find people who, for the benefit of the organization or the event or whatever, who are there. So you're actually doing a service to step away.
Yeah.
And that card kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. And giving somebody else an opportunity also at the same time, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Transformation is powerful stuff. And sometimes we have to initiate it. Sometimes it's initiated for us, but there are things that we can do to support ourselves through it. Make it easier, make it more fun.
If it's not fun, I always say it's not, if you can't have some sort of fun, there's always, always, always something good about the things that happen to us, even if they seem, so like I challenge people to come up with 5 good things that came out of COVID.
Yeah, that's a
I
great
can easily come up with 5 good things that come out of COVID.
That's a great challenge.
And it's because there's always that silver lining to every cloud, every dark
Even
cloud.
in the deepest, darkest tragedies, I think there are always silver linings.
Yeah. And I think it was Mr. Rogers who always said when you wanted to, look at if there's a tragedy happening, always look at the helpers, because there's always the helpers there and they can help bring, center back with, the goodness of humanity and things like that. So there's lots of, if we focus on the good instead of focusing on the bad,
exactly,
that makes a huge difference in how we live our lives.
Yeah, there's a one of the cards in the tarot, see if I can find it quick, is the Tiny Tim card. And one of the things that I love about it is that there are these 2 characters walking, struggling in the snow, and they're looking down at one of them has no sock, one sock on, one sock off, and oops.
No, you're there.
And
yeah.
There's a Charlie Chaplin quote that says, if you never look up, you'll miss the rainbow.
Yeah.
And, this card to me is all about being a possibilitarian, looking for the possibilities and the silver linings in the struggles.
True.
Which is powerful. It's powerful when we do that. Sometimes we get so caught up in that struggle that we're just like, we have our head down and we don't see all the opportunities around us.
Yes. Well, I don't want to take up much more of your time today. I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And if you want to just hang out in the green room for a minute, I'll be right back to you.
You have M&Ms?
So, no, I don't have M&Ms in the green room. Sorry, Beth. But I did want to challenge everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm challenging you to try some of these techniques. Maybe it's a 3-minute meditation. Maybe it's journaling on one of the questions that Beth, what would you do if you weren't afraid, or what seed within you is waiting to bear fruit. Try journaling on that for a couple of days, and also some of those energy healing techniques, which are very simple to do, only take a minute or 2, and you can do them anytime of the day, which is a really nice thing. And also a quick, a breath meditation for a couple of minutes during the day. It also helps relieve stress and things. So now I encourage you all to go out, make a connection, and live your best lives. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.